and welcome to SoCal Prep Report with Eric Stottheimer of the Los Angeles Times. My name is Randy Rosenbaum. It's a beautiful day at LA High School. The Romans have qualified for another city championship in D2 where they'll take on Hawkins. Eric, in the semifinals, we saw some great city football games, but I want to start off and ask you about that Corona Centennial St. John Bosco game you saw.
One of the best that I've seen in many years. It was they've had a lot of historic games, those two schools, but this one with drama and quality. There were 6 lead changes in the fourth quarter, and St. John Bosco made the 2 key defensive plays to win it, and now it sets up a great matchup against Mater Dei on Saturday.
Let's go to the city. I want to start in D1. Dorsey handles San Pedro 31-9. Charles Mincy was fabulous early on. 3 quick touchdowns for the Dons, including a 53-yard run.
I have been mentioning that Dorsey has been improving every game this season. They have a bunch of 10th graders that are outstanding players, are going to be outstanding players, but now it's the end of the season. It's almost like they're sophomores, and so you have to respect them. And again, they've been doing a great job on defense and also being able to run the ball. That's what you need to do.
Not just Mincy, German Gutoy, their quarterback, ran for a score and threw another one. He's playing very, very well. In the other semifinal game, it was not as close really as the score indicates, 54-20. Narbonne over El Camino Real. It was 47-0 at half. Chapman threw 4 touchdowns. Kadir Dean ran 2 scores in. So did Cameron Denmark. This was a rout.
Yes, and expected. As a matter of fact, there were lots of routes in the city section. 4 of the 6 games were running clocks, and that's something that we need to discuss, and that would be to pick the divisions after the season instead of every 2 years, because we're creating these mismatches, I feel. And so I'm not happy with running clocks in 4 of the 6 games.
On paper, it was the perfect matchup, a couple 12-0 teams, Hawkins and Grant. But Hawkins scored over 60. Grant did put 20 on the board. Grant finishes up 12-1. Frank Stasili, their quarterback and former player and now coach, said, hey, we put Grant football on the map, but they couldn't contend with Hawkins' offense.
Yeah, great job by Grant, but Hawkins is too talented. Eric Fuller was returning kickoffs.
Returned the opening kickoff,
yes,
82 for a score.
Playing defense. They have Greg Johnson, who's a great player. They have the receivers. They had Lemley, the quarterback. I mean, you need to stop Hawkins' run, first of all, and then go after Lemley, and that's what L.A. will try to do.
Yeah, Dylan Lemley threw 4 touchdown passes in that big win. The other game, of course, was Westchester playing L.A., and the Romans won easily.
Yeah, they have a great defensive line, and to be able to beat L.A., you need to deal with them, and then you need to be able to run the ball some way, and that will be the challenge for Hawkins.
In Division III, Reseda 37, Hollywood nothing. There's a defensive back who's doing some great things for the Regents.
Yeah, amazing stat. Jelani Ellison, he's only a junior from Reseda, has 15 interceptions. He's returned 6 for touchdowns. I have no idea why they keep throwing him the ball in his area.
Yeah, 2 interceptions for touchdowns in this game against Hollywood. One of 70 yards for a score, another one of 63. The other game, Franklin over Chavez, 35-12. So Franklin moves forward as expected.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to David Tejas. Let's see how fast he gets to run at El Camino College.
Yeah, he's a very good one. So what we have set up in the city section is number 1 against number 2 in all 3 divisions. We'll step out. When we come back, we'll meet the 3rd-year head coach right here at LA High School. That's Eric Scott. Every year they're in the city finals. That's next on SoCal Prep Report.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. You can't control where it will land, only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how to protect your community from wildfires.
He has done a remarkable job here at Los Angeles High School. Eric Scott, 3 years as the head football coach. This is his 3rd consecutive championship game. They fell to Fairfax last year in the D2 game, but they beat Monroe in his initial season in Division III. Coach, first and foremost, congratulations on a great run, and how are you getting it done? How do you get to the finals every year?
I don't think there's a formula. We practice hard, we play hard, but I would imagine most of all fundamentals.
That's your key, isn't it? Teaching fundamentals.
That's the only way I know how to do it. I mean, you got guys that are in high school that have never played football before, so if you teach them the basics, I mean, you can get a lot done because every play has a foundation, and that, fundamental football is always that foundation.
And you're pretty good at developing players, and your quarterback didn't even play football last season. He came from Santa Monica, and that really must make you that's fulfilling to develop a player who really nobody knew about and becomes a standout?
I mean, I think it's awesome. I mean, it lets you know that the formula works. You know, that teaching fundamentals and teaching a guy, you know, from scratch on how to take a snap, how to take a drop, and, you know, all of those basic football things, you know, it just helps a lot. And when you see that it come to fruition and really, you know, works, then, you know, it's just, I mean, it's a system. So, you know, we just keep them going.
I mean, this is a great matchup. Obviously, Hawkins is loaded with top players. They beat you the first time, but you guys are a lot different team than that. You're healthier. You got some players back, and you guys seem to be looking forward to the rematch.
Yeah, I mean, the first game, I think that it was a tight game. You know, fourth quarter, you know, 22-20, we took the lead, and they made a great play at the end of the fourth on 4th and 8. But, I mean, we were missing a couple of linemen. We were missing a defensive back, you know, so it really kind of made us off balance, you know. But, you know, coming into the rematch, and, you know, I think that we're all anticipating and we're all looking forward to it. And like you guys said earlier, I mean, we couldn't see playing another team. You know, like the Hawkins game is very important to us. We all started together. You know, Melvin and those guys over there, we you know, came in as coaches together and everything. So, you know, there's a little history there. You know, we all moved to D2 together. So we have a nice history. And, you know, that rivalry. I mean, we you know, we still feel bad about the 31 tie last year.
I feel bad. I had to go through that, and when the darkness descended.
Yeah, I mean, but, you know, we still feel bad. There were 3 minutes left, and we still had an opportunity. It would have been our ball, but, you know, that was taken from us. And, you know, they beat us fair and square this past, you know, earlier this year. So, you know, the opportunity to get a rematch is top of our list. And
Eric, what I love about your football team, I know we're in a day and age where everybody throws it all over the lot with these wide open spread attacks. You have a commitment to running the football. You have a 1,500-yard rusher. You like to run the football.
I mean, fundamentals, foundation. I mean, it's football derived from running the ball. So if you cannot run the ball, then, I mean, I think passing is obsolete. You have to be able to run the ball, in my opinion, in order to pass.
Wait a minute. You went to UCLA. They did not run the ball very well this year.
They did when I played. So.
Okay.
Last ad, final thoughts. What are you going to tell your team right before they come out of the locker room against Hawkins?
I don't think I have to tell them anything. They already know. They already know what's happening. They know what they have to do. We know this team. This is nothing new for us.
Well, he has two great players, does Eric Scott, probably a lot more than that. But in Martin Andrus, a defensive lineman, and Chris Green, another big man on that defensive front. They are formidable defensively, and we're going to meet those linemen when we come back right after this on SoCal Prep Report.
Exploring LA County's trails is now a click away. A mobile-friendly trail locator lets you discover all our county's scenic hikes. It features an interactive map that takes you inside the trail. From the elevation to the temperature, what you need to know is at your fingertips. Wondering if your dog, horse, or bike is welcome? It has that too. So discover some of LA's best-kept secrets and happy trails to you.
Two of the major cogs on the LA Romans defensive line are Martin Andrus and Chris Green, two studs that have made this team very difficult to run the football against. We'll start here with Martin Andrus, got Chris Green on the other side with Eric. And Martin, two terrific years already. Twice you've already been the City Player of the Year on defense. Why are you a better player as a senior than in previous seasons?
Basically, I worked hard in the offseason on my technique. I'm a much better player, technically sound, and continuing to get bigger, stronger, quicker, and that's pretty much it.
Hey, Chris, used to play at Mater Dei last season. Now you're playing at LA High. You're 298 pounds. What's the difference between City and Southern section, in your opinion?
I have to say, some of these backs and receivers are really fast in the City section, and also it's just every week you're going to get a constant competition.
And getting a chance to play next to Martin, who calls you his son, what is that like playing?
Hey, it's been really good playing with Martin. We compete every day. It's like a brotherhood. practice every day against each other, and we keep getting each other better.
You know, Martin, you're not just a defensive player. I know that's your specialty, and you're being recruited by a lot of schools. But you've scored some touchdowns on offense. What's it like for you when you carry the football?
It's pretty fun. You know, I don't get the ball much, but when I do, I try to, make the best out of it. So it's been fun.
I remember a couple years ago when you were a sophomore, you made a big play on offense in the championship game in the Coliseum, making a third down conversion, moved the sticks, and you were able to get that first down and beat Monroe in a terrific game. What was it like winning a championship game, being a guy that was a major player in that game in the Coliseum?
It was great. I mean, that's probably one of the best feelings in the world, winning a championship. And I'm just looking forward to having the same feeling this Saturday. So.
This city D2 final, everybody has anticipated it was going to happen weeks ago. It's a rematch of your league game that you lost, that you were close to. What did you learn from that game that will help you for this game?
I learned that we're competitors, and we lost first game, and we played a physical game. We played both ways that game, so I just feel like we're going to come out more ready or just more eager to win this game.
Right, Martin, you know Hawkins. You've been playing them. Last year there was a tie. Describe the intensity of these two teams when they get together.
Oh, yeah, it's real intense. I mean, this is probably our rival, or my rival, since we've been here. We don't like them. They don't like us. So it's always going to be a hard battle, hard-fought battle, and great competition.
Well, we like you guys, and I'd like to say that you guys probably are excited that it is Hawkins, that you'd probably want revenge and an opportunity to win the title against Hawkins. Your thoughts about playing them again and for all the marbles?
I think it's the only way that it could be a championship game if we did play Hawkins.
Hey, guys, congratulations on great careers at the prep level. Certainly you guys are going to go on and play some D1 ball, but congratulations on helping LA High School get to the finals yet again. We'll step out and have a lot more right after this on SoCal Prep Report.
What's happening in LA? I'm Arian Alexander. It's that time of year when we go full throttle into the holiday season. So we're going to ease you into it with the most hilarious and spirited events in the city. From now until Christmas, Grand Park is all dressed up for the holidays. It's magically alive with special decor, including a 45-foot tree as the highlight. Take a stroll after sunset to enjoy the twinkling lights of the season with your friends and family. For more information, go to grandparkla.org. This Saturday, cruise to the holiday parade of boats in the Los Angeles Harbor. This year's theme is Hollywood at the Harbor, and there will be vessels of all shapes and sizes. There are viewing locations across the harbor, affording you unencumbered views of the elaborately decorated boats and the opportunity for friends and family to join in the celebration. Check out the many restaurants at Port SoCal. For the parade route, go to laharborholidayafloat.org. Backed by popular demand, the Latina Christmas Special returns to the Los Angeles Theater Center this holiday season. You thought your holidays with the family were dramatic? Try these 3 hilarious, touching, and surprisingly personal Christmas stories of holidays past told by acclaimed Latina comedians. As they share their sassy tales of the season as first-generation Americans, they'll deck the halls with guacamole. For tickets, go to thelatc.org. There are so many holiday traditions that LA has to offer, and I encourage you to connect, explore, and get to know LA in a whole new way this season. I'm Arian Alexander for What's Happening in LA, and I'll see you next week.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rich Estrella, and welcome to the Southern Section Report. Today, we're coming to you from the Grand in Long Beach, and this is the site of the CIF Southern Section Luncheon, where all of the 13 finalists, there's 26 in total, but the 13 divisions, all the coaches and some of their top players are here today, and they're here to celebrate getting to the finals. And they're going to be introducing the players and the coaches in just a few minutes. Throughout the afternoon here, we're going to go ahead and bring some coaches in and talk to them about their ride here to the finals and what to expect. I'm talking with Tristan Meyer. Tristan Meyer is the quarterback for La Mirada High School, and his Matadors are going to their second successive CIF championship. And Tristan, first off, congratulations. How's it feel going to your second CIF championship game as the quarterback?
It feels great. We're all excited. Everyone at La Mirada, the whole city's excited. The students are all excited, and us players are even really excited for this because this is a great opportunity for all of us, and we're really excited to play.
Was the journey harder this year getting to the finals? It seems like when you win a CIF championship, and you guys won a state title too last year, it seems like you guys are everybody's Super Bowl, man. If they can beat La Mirada this year, they beat the champs.
No, it's not like much harder, but it's been a journey, definitely, man. We've been battling a lot of injuries with our team this year. Compared to last year, we really had none. But this year we're battling a lot of injuries, and each player is fighting each week, and it's just we're just having a good time.
Okay, Tristan, can you tell us any differences from last year's CIF championship and this team that got to the finals this year? Is there any big major differences? And how do you guys stay focused week to week with that killer schedule you guys got in the pre-league?
Well, the 3 of the 4 teams who played in the preseason are also here they made the championship game. So playing those games really helps us a lot. Helps us what we need to fix on, and really helps us. And then, well, yeah, we just really focus, man. The coaches do a great job with us. They tell us each week that we just got to focus one play at a time, one day at a time, and the coaches are doing a good job with that.
Now you got to remember, La Mirada went through the Trinity League in the preseason. You guys beat Orange Lutheran, and then had to face the #1 team in the country in modern day, and then Bosco, who's ranked number 3. And matter of fact, #1 and #3 are playing this Friday, and these guys played them both. And so I imagine that does prepare you guys for stuff like this.
Yes, exactly. Playing those teams, man, they're top dogs in this area and the top dogs in the country.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, playing those guys, it helps us, man. It really opens up what we got to fix, and it really helps us a lot.
So there's absolutely no trouble right now being complacent and going into this final against Edison. No complacency on your team?
Edison's a great team with a great program, great tradition, so we got to go in where we know that we're going to get their best shot, so we got to give our best shot, and hopefully we come out.
Tristan, congratulations, man, on getting back to the finals, and hopefully we'll see you back in the state, man.
Thank you.
This is Tristan Meyer, everybody. Go out Friday night. The game's at your home place, right?
Yep, Friday night.
All right, it's going to be rocking and rolling at La Mirada High. Come out and see Tristan Meyer. Hopefully, for Tristan's sake, anyway, lead his Matadors to another CIF championship. I'm here with Mario Morales. He's the head coach at St. Anthony. And, Coach, I got to tell you, of all the schools in Long Beach, it's amazing that St. Anthony is in the championship. Congratulations. How does it feel?
It feels great, Rich. You know, we've been really blessed this year. You know, like you mentioned, we are the only school left from Long Beach. And, you know, some people may not realize what that means because, you know, they're like, well, just another school, big deal. Well, you know what, it is a big deal because there's some great athletes, as you know, that have come through this city. But we're just honored and blessed to be here.
Now, the last time St. Anthony was in a CIF championship game was in 1948. Harry S. Truman was the president. It's got to be exciting around campus right now.
You know, it is. We've got such a great fan base, but the students alone, just the student body, they're so excited right now. They've had a great year in volleyball, the one CIF this year, the girls volleyball team did. And so we get a lot of those kids up in the stands that are still getting crazy and you know, Friday nights for us. So, yeah, it's exciting times at St. Anthony High School.
You got Aquinas this week in the CIF championship game. What can you tell us about your opponent?
They're good. They're a very good football team, and we know we have to play well to have a chance to knock them off. But I think it's going to be a great game. You know, they throw the ball well, they run well, they play great defense, and there's a reason why they're in the finals. And I think it's going to be a great game.
Anything you want to say to your fan base on the way out right now?
Hey, just fear the halo.
All right. Mario, congratulations. Great to see you here.
Thank you, Rich.
Good luck on Friday. Getting into the CIF championship game, looking so forward to seeing how it comes out. If you're in the Long Beach area, you got to come out and support the St. Anthony Saints, man. It's been a long time coming, so hopefully Mario and the gang will see you there. Okay, I'm here with Dale Ziola. He's the head coach over at Los Altos High School. And Dale, I got to tell you, man, I really enjoyed watching you guys in Charter Oak go at it till the end of the season, man. I mean, every week both you guys were blowing people out, and then you had that big championship game, and you guys were a lot of fun this year, I got to tell you.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. We have a great group of seniors. We're very senior heavy. There's 37 seniors on the team, and those guys as freshmen were also 10-0, and they're just a group of kids that's fun to watch and fun to be around.
Right. Now, you guys just basically, you're undefeated going into the championship game in Division 6. How did you guys just, like, I don't want to say you came out of nowhere, but did you expect an undefeated season this year? You played some pretty good schools.
I did not. Matter of fact, there's our basketball coach. He's always razzing me all the time in the locker room, but he said, you guys, honestly, he goes, what would you expect to be? I was like, well, if we were 8-2 going to the playoffs, I'd feel pretty good about things. It was the toughest preseason we've had in definitely my 6 years as a head coach, and even going back beyond that, going through old schedules and stuff like that with Corona, who was a Pac-5 playoff team last year, and Newport Harbors and OC Power, and we've never beaten Glendora, which is a traditional power in the San Gabriel Valley. It was definitely we upped the preseason schedule a lot. Granted, expecting a lot out of these kids this year, but I'd have been pleased as punch to be 8-2 rolling in the playoffs.
And then league still was undecided until you played.
Yes, absolutely. Every league.
That helps you.
The Hacienda League it's a very, very, very tough league in the San Gabriel Valley. 5 of our 6 teams were in the playoffs this year, and we go into the Hacienda League every year. Thinking every week is the championship game and it came down even after we beat Charter Oak in week 9.
Still had to
we had to beat West Covina to be league champs. Otherwise, we'd have fell all the way to 3rd place.
Undefeated, and you still got to win in the last game.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
and
yeah, we had to win week 10, had to pull it off, and it's been, our kids just they love each other, being around one another, and they get after it every single day.
This week, your opponent, finals are never easy. What can you tell us?
Oh, Paraclete is one heck of a program. I mean,
they're always around the finals.
This is Coach Harrington's first year there, but they were in the finals 6 of the last 10 years under Coach Dahlia. It's a power in the Lancaster, Palmdale area, and I'm familiar with small desert town football growing up in Mammoth myself, and Coach Harrington, even before Paraclete, was at Alamany, College of the Canyons, Hart. The guy knows his stuff. He's a great coach, has a great program, and Paraclete is a great tradition in itself. And they are loaded. They're fast. They got lots of good athletes, and they wouldn't be in the finals if it wasn't any other way.
It's going to be a great game. Where's it at?
It is at Los Altos High School.
All right, good for you guys, man. Well, congratulations, Coach. You worked hard for this. Los Altos undefeated. You're going to hopefully start a new tradition. The one day, the Wayne to Spain created years ago for Los Altos. You never forget those great teams. So hopefully you guys will start a new tradition there at Los Altos.
We hope so. Thank you.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm standing here with Dave White, and Dave White, of course, is the head coach over at Edison. And Dave, 38 years in the coaching profession, 31 as a head coach at Edison. Your alma mater, finally graduating. How's it feel?
It's bittersweet, actually. I love what I'm doing. I'm passionate about Edison football, but my youngest son is a football player back at Yale his freshman year.
Wow.
I want to go back and see him play a little bit. My oldest son's coaching up in Boise, Idaho, so I'm going to go be a dad a little bit more than a coach, but it's bittersweet. I love what I'm doing.
Well, you've taken care of a lot of young men and helped mold them, so it's time you get some time for yourself and your family. Let's talk real quick about your game this week. You got a game against La Mirada. Of course, they are the defending state champion, and now you guys are meeting them in the finals this year. They pretty much got the same team. They got that great quarterback. Talk a little bit about your matchup this week and, how things may go in your final game. Possibly.
Well, it's a tough matchup. They're definitely there's a reason they're number one.
Mm-hmm.
They have no weaknesses. I wish I could tell you they did. They have no weaknesses. They're well coached. They're physical. But we got a good team too, and we're playing well. And we're healthy this year, probably healthier than we've ever been.
Right.
So it's going to be a tough matchup. We're going to have to play our A+ game. But I told the players, if we play our A+ game and it's not good enough, then it's not good enough. But I think we'll play well, and I think we'll represent Edison pretty well.
Oh, I think both of you guys are pretty even. This is a pretty even matchup in my book. But again, both sides, you're always, you're as a coach, as I can tell you, I don't care how far ahead you're favored, who's favored in the game. You always think you're going to lose, so you always got that fear. Let's talk about your career right now as you reflect on it. Pretty satisfied with everything that went on in your 31 years as a head coach at Edison?
Yeah, I really am. I mean,
That's
Edison's a great school. I mean, it's a school I went to, so I've coached players, dad's sons, and some of the players I played with. So it's been a magical ride, and I got to coach all 3 of my sons.
Right.
So it's been fantastic, actually.
Good. All right, then in closing, I'm going to let you say whatever you want. You can thank anybody you want, your administrator. I mean, whatever you got. This is your time, Dave. You earned it.
Well, mostly I want to thank the administrators throughout the year, my 38 years, and all the coaches that have coached with me throughout those years, and of course the players who work so hard and dedicate themselves to Edison football. So it's been a pleasure to coach with the coaches and again with the players.
All right, Dave, best of luck this week. It might be your final game. If you win, you may go to state. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
But it might possibly be. But congratulations, man. I really wish you the best in retirement. You certainly earned it. You did a good job at Edison.
Appreciate
and we wish you the best in retirement.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. This is Coach White, Edison Chargers. His team takes on the La Mirada Matadors this weekend at La Mirada High School. Now, let's take a look at the finalists in the 13 divisions of the CIF Southern Section. All right. On behalf of Eric Sonheimer, Randy Rosenblum, I'm Rich Estrella saying so long from your friends here at the SoCal Prep Report.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Eric, we started at the top of the show talking about the modern-day St. John Bosco matchup. Here's your chance to break it down for us. They're going to play for the Division I title.
I just like modern day, the fact that they got two great receivers, the brothers St. Brown. The quarterback, JT Daniels, has been unbelievable, 65 touchdown passes. St. John Bosco is good. They play well and when they're the underdog, and it will be a great game, but I'm sticking with modern day.
And I wonder how much was taken out of him going back and forth against Centennial last week. All right, let's move into the city, the D1 game. Narbonne's the favorite, but Dorsey's been coming on. They met last year in the semifinals, and Narbonne won handily 42-0, but we all know the Dons are better.
This will be a much better game. Dorsey is very dangerous. This is the first time maybe all year that I think a team has a chance to beat Narbonne. If Narbonne makes the same kind of turnovers they did against LA, I don't think they will. They will be able to win, but beware of Kayvon Thibodeau. If they can't block him, Narbonne's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau is one of the best 10th grade defensive ends in the country. I really do like the quarterback, though, German Couture. He is outstanding. All right, in the D2 game, LA and Hawkins, we heard the players talk about it. They don't like each other much. We know that Hawkins won the first game 34-22. This will be a terrific game.
Terrific game. Eric Scott is very good in rematches, and I would give a slight edge to them in an upset just because that they were missing several key players in the first game. I think they learned a lot. However, if Hawkins is allowed to go run it at will with Greg Johnson, they will win this game. But I have a feeling that the big line for LA is going to come through.
Yeah, Greg Johnson was their Wildcat quarterback in his earlier years. 1 year rushed for over 2,000 yards and threw for over 1,000 yards as the quarterback. Now he's all over the field playing a number of different positions. Division III, Franklin ranked number 1. Number 2 is Reseda. Reseda coming off the big one over Hollywood. Franklin had to work harder against Chavez. Who do you like?
I just think that Franklin's played some slightly tougher opponents at times. So this is a toss-up game.
Sure.
I still think that Franklin will be able to pull it off, but I really don't know this one. I'm waiting for your prediction.
I kind of like Reseda, but I've also said all year long I like Bobadilla, the quarterback at Franklin, and Tejas is great. So you're right, it's a picket game, and that's when if you were one of those guys that looked at lines and it was a college or pro game, you stay away from that game.
Right.
That will be another good game. Quick comment on Birmingham winning the Redondo basketball tournament, beating Westchester in the finals.
Yeah, City Section basketball is looking tremendous right now. Narbonne also good. Fairfax is starting this week. It's going to be a great year, but Birmingham is the best right now. They just came through. Deshaun Winston looked great. I can't even pronounce his name.
Dutrive.
There we go. Thank you, Dutrive. Devontae did a great job. He was the MVP, and I'm so excited about C-section basketball this year.
Well, I'm excited about Saturday. We're going to see what happens in all these championship games. We'll recap them next week. That's going to wrap it up, Eric. It went fast here at LA High.
Yes, but we thank them for coming out. It's tough now to give us some time because everybody's busy, and I appreciate Eric Scott for doing that.
Good guy. For Eric Sonheimer and for Eric Scott and his entire LA Romans who joined us today, Chris Green and the very fine Martin Andrus, defensive tackle, we thank them. That's going to do it from LA High. We'll see you next week right here on SoCal Prep Report.